I really do hope that thumbnail turns out really good because I don't feel like having to redo it. My name is Melissa and welcome to my channel. Alrighty guys, if you're new here, welcome. I am so happy to have you. It has been a very long time since I've done a sit down video. I am actually vlogging my last couple of days. That will be coming soon, hopefully, if the footage turns out well enough to put into a little vlog. But that being said, I've been doing some book shopping. I told myself I wouldn't, that I would focus on getting the books that are currently on my shelves read, but you know, things happened, decisions were made, and I bought some books. So let's go ahead and start with the ones that you may have already seen on some of my other social medias. And that first one is going to be Hate by Tate James. This is the first book in the Madison Kate series that is a reverse harem. I read the first book like right when it came out. I think I gave it 3 stars, but you know, Book Talk, TikTok told me that this series is amazing. The other series that's kind of a spin-off is even better. So I am hoping to dive into this and love it just as much or even more than the first time I read it, so who knows. Lately I've been in a bit of a book slump, especially with my reverse harem, so I'm hoping this will kind of like get me back into some good reading. So this is the discrete covers that they put out, and oh my gosh, I think that's one of the reasons why I purchased this book. I think this has like a revenge, you know, badass girl, you know, badass guys, that type of thing. You know how it all goes. If you read reverse harems, usually that's how it goes. The next book that I have is actually still in the wrapper. Look at that. It is Love on the Brain by Ali Hazelwood. I read The Love Hypothesis last year? This year? I can't remember when I read it, but I loved it and I really enjoyed it. I loved like the dynamic, the idea of it being like in an academic setting, and so I think this is going to be similar. I really don't know too much about it. I'm assuming that it's going to be kind of more sciencey based as well, with of course a dash of romance, aka a lot of romance. So I'm pretty excited. This cover is super cute and I really liked the first one, so I have high hopes for this one as well. A book that I have currently checked out on Kindle Unlimited, so I don't know my thought process and why I decided to pick this book up in physical form, and that is from Tormented Tides by Val E. Lane. This is like, this sounds so cool. This is about a girl who, I think she goes to, I read that like the first chapter. She goes to a party, meets this guy who apparently is this like 300-year-old pirate, and I think it's like a love triangle. Maybe it's MMF or you know, MFM. I don't really know how this is gonna go. I don't know if she's just gonna end up with one guy or if she's gonna end up with both guys. I don't know what made me decide to purchase the physical copy, but I did. Here I am. It's not very long, but the font's really small, so we'll see how that goes. I have been trying to read the books that I have on my shelves, like I said, so why not just buy more physical books so I do that? I don't know. Nothing makes sense to me anymore. The next one I bought is because Mary from More to Mary, I saw her like raving about this duet. I think it's a duet. And it is Stay With Me by Nicole Fiorina. I probably said that wrong. I think this one has to do with like mental health. It's another like romance book, of course. I don't really know really what kind of goes on in this one. I think it's like a bad boy girl who's going through some tough times. Yeah, obviously, what am I? Am I a booktuber? I don't know. I obviously don't read the synopsis. This book right here, I saw it on the shelf in the manga section and I was like, oh my god, I need this, because I watched the C-drama adaptation on Netflix, which I devoured, loved. It is like The Untamed on Netflix, and they turned it into like the two guys are like just really good friends, like kind of hinting at like something more, but I think in the book it's a little bit more male-male romance. This is Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation. This is how my day's going. So like I said, watched the Netflix and loved the show. I think there's like, I don't know how many books, but it's definitely a book. There are some illustrations in it, but it's definitely a novel. I read the first page. It might be a little bit tricky to get into because obviously it's a translated work from, I believe, Mandarin into English, but I just was like here for it. And when I brought it up to the counter when I bought it, the guy was like, man, I've seen a lot of people really pick up this books and buy it. And I'm like, heck yeah, because the show is so good. So here we are. Something that I have been trying to get myself into is manga. So this one is actually still in its plastic wrap. I thought about doing like kind of like an ASMR type TikTok video with me unwrapping it. I don't know where my mind is going. I have all these ideas, just don't implement them. So this, I saw Princess of Paperback. She talked about it on her TikTok and Instagram and all of that. So I think it is about a girl who's basically, she was originally a Japanese, she was Japanese in her previous, like, in her previous life. She is reborn, I guess, someone like, I don't know, if basically in a different world. And the world practices polygamy, and she refuses to marry a man with multiple wives. So we will see how this goes. It's wrapped, so you know there's some steamy scenes in it, and I'm kind of here for it, you know? We read about it, we watch it, here we go. All the above. This next one is, I think it was on Kindle Unlimited. I don't know if it still is, but Katie Robert brings the steam each and every time. So I had to go ahead and get Court of the Vampire Queen by Katie Robert. I read the first one, really enjoyed it, just haven't continued on with the rest of them. So this is the bind up of the books. The main girl character is basically like a sacrifice from her father to this male vampire, basically. I don't know. I think she's a vampire, maybe she's not. I can't remember. It's been a long time since I read the first one. But I don't know. I saw Katie Robert talking about it on her book talk, her Instagram, and there's like, before each book there are like illustrations. Words are hard. And I think that is exclusive to this edition, but I saw some really gorgeous ones as well being sold at different bookstores and things like that. The last book that I have is The American Roommate Experience by Eleni Armaz. This is a book that you probably have already seen, maybe even read. This is by the author that wrote The Spanish Love Deception. That was everywhere last year, like everywhere. So I figured, you know what, might as well check this one out. This is about a girl who is quits her job. She becomes a romance writer, author, blah blah blah, and her roommate basically kind of like helps her get her writing flow, if you know what I mean. So I think this is gonna be cute. I love books about authors and things like that. I've just been, you know, needing a good book, and I feel like this will deliver. Alrighty guys, thank you so much for watching my most recent book haul. Hopefully this is the last one for a little while, and I appreciate you letting me kind of talk through this, even though it's basically been a hot mess the entire time. But that being said, I hope you have a great day. If you have any recommendations for me, I would love to hear about it. Talk about it in the comments down below, and I hope you have a wonderful day and happy reading. Bye.